It's Josh Teschner from Teschner Homes, just doing a quick video on the YeloDeer plug-in heat trace cable. It's an inline cable. I wanted to give a quick video on, I guess, unpackaging it and the rough installation of it. So what we use is a 10-foot cable, inline cable. I kind of already unpackaged it. Comes in a little black box. You're going to want to measure out roughly what you need for it, the areas that may be prone to frost driving down in the ground. And yeah, we're up northern Ontario, and the frost, there's a lot of bedrock, so you can't really bury the line. So we put 4-inch foam on top of our water line to help in the interim, to buy me some time to do this install. So we're here today to do the install. So anyway, so there it is there. So it comes with a traditional plug. You want a dedicated circuit for it. It's already got a GFI protection in it. The test and everything on there. There's a special Y fitting. So I recommend reading through the instruction manual before you get started on it. Read it through clearly. This is one of the few that you can buy on Amazon that actually is ESA certified, and I think UTL as well. So it's safe for potable water. Anyway, read through it. It kind of gives you a description, pretty good description on the process of how to install it, how to feed it through the water line. So it's recommended at least at a minimum a 3/4 inch water line that it's going through, because the thickness of the end of the heat trace cable, and you have to be mindful of any fittings and so on to make sure that it will pass through. So here's the Y connection here. So your water line from the well is going to come this way. Your heat trace cable is going to come in from this end down through and sweep through it, and then your water line keeps going. So what I purchased to make this install a little bit easier, not have to deal with the bar fittings, because we have a 1-inch water line. I bought these 1-inch quick connect fittings here, like a shark bite fitting, that can be removed. There's a special tool to push back on that fitting there to then release the pipe if you ever had to do a repair or something like that. So we got one for each side of it. There's one there. I haven't packaged the other for that side. The Y end of it, you don't need anything, so you'll unscrew when it comes shipped. There's these 2 rubber stoppers. So the one rubber stopper, I believe the solid one, is if you had to remove the heat trace cable, if it was damaged or something like that, you could put that plug back in there, like remove the heat trace cable, put that solid plug back in the end of that Y fitting, and that would plug it. This one with the notch out in it, that's clearly the one to go around the the heat trace cable. So when it comes time to installing that, installing the heat trace cable, so you're gonna unthread that fitting there, start feeding the heat trace cable in. Sorry, I didn't unspool it, but start feeding that end through. Then there's 2 brass washers that it's got to go through as well. Don't worry about that rubber fitting yet. So you got that brass washer fitting there, another one there. So you're going to feed the heat trace cable through there. Don't put these fittings in through yet. So you're going to want to feed it through that Y fitting, then feed it through whatever. If you're going to use a barb style fitting instead of that, feed it through that, and then do your final connection. So depending on the size of the water line that you have, I actually shouldn't say that because it says 3/4 inch minimum, you're going to want to use the heavier duty Teflon tape. Do not use the standard white Teflon tape. It's not recommended for pipes a 3/4 inch or larger. It won't make a proper seal. We actually have to do a repair on our filtration system because I use the standard white without knowing and reading up on it a bit more, that this Teflon tape is more suitable for those types of fittings. So it's a pink, again, it's rated for potable water. It's a lot thicker than your traditional white Teflon tape. That's a quick introduction to that heat trace cable that I will be installing today. I got to run the electrical for it, the dedicated circuit, the 15 amp for it. Again, you're going to want to check with whatever heat trace cable you're using, the length of it, to ensure that the 15 amp is correct for that, based on the amperage. Anyway, read through this instruction manual. It's pretty good. Gives you all the details in there. This is step-by-step procedure on how to do it. And eventually when you get to that rubber stopper, you'll see it in there. Clearly the rubber stopper has to go between those two brass fittings, and then it compresses. And then I'm sure you're probably going to want additional protection with some Teflon, I'm going to assume, on that fitting as well. And yeah, just be mindful of not mixing metals that don't belong together either, and that your fittings are rated for potable water, because you're drinking this water, you want to make sure it's safe. Anyway, I'll give you another video once it actually gets installed, hopefully today. That's it. Alright, we're here for part 2 of the video of the install of the YeloDeer Inline water heat trace. First and foremost, the sorry, just getting a call here. Turn off the power to your well if you are powered, if you're supplied by a well for your water. Turn it off, make sure the power's off. Isolate the water going to the rest of the house. There's our filter there, hot water tank. So we shut off those valves. And then what you're going to want to do is drain the pressure tank so that there's no pressure on those lines, because the last thing you want to do is just cut the water lines feeding from the well, and it's full of pressure and you get soaked. So yeah, turn all that off, drain the pressure tank. If you're working like I am in a crawl space kind of area here, grab yourself a bucket for all your tools, parts, and everything like that. And then, yeah, get ready to cut the water line. And I'll show you that in a second. Alright, we're back for stage 3 of our install. Couldn't really do the whole install because it's just me here. I can't really have a phone down here in this crawl space. You can see, there we go, yeah. Good 2.5 feet. Lots of room to work with. Anyway, enough of my problems. So, what we did, let's see if we can get the light just nice here. So they cut a section of the pipe, not out, but just cut the pipe there in two, where we want to put we kind of pasted out where we need to do the cut that we're getting the most amount out of that heat trace. So that little rubber grommet that we were talking about through that Y is actually in that fitting now. Everything's all watertight. So that little rubber grommet, you got to make sure it makes contact on the blue part of this specific one, because that little rubber grommet has a flat hole, not a round hole. I thought it was the other way around. It's not. So anyway, that's the way it goes in. So we used our fittings there. We used the PVC or ABS fittings there. Originally those shark bites wanted to use them, but the OD, the outside diameter, that blue water line, the service line coming in from the well, is too big for those shark bite fittings. I guess because I thought it was PEX because it's blue, but it's not. Must be, I guess, PVC line, and the outside diameter is just too thick, so they wouldn't work. So I bought those just in case, thinking that may happen, which it did. So, I mean, they work. You can get different types of them. The only thing I'd be a little bit concerned about, if you're not a full-time plumber, is cranking down those fittings. So the only other ones you can get are like a galvanized or something, barb fitting for it. And yeah, what you got to watch though with those fittings is you can damage that brass Y if you're not really careful. You don't really know what you're doing. You cross thread, for sure you're damaging it. At least with the PVC one, I figured if I cross thread it, well, it's a cheap fitting, it's $1 each one. Just chuck it, that Y fitting. Good luck getting that to you. You gotta order her up separately through YeloDeer Amazon. Anyway, there's our install there. So we're gonna end up mounting a plug. There's my bucket for my tools because we're in a crawl space. We're gonna mount a plug somewhere up here on that LVL for this thing to plug into, and we'll be good to energize. So we did have a leak the first time, and it was the fitting, I believe, on the right hand side had a little bit of a drip. So I turned the water off, drained it again, took those gear clamps off, snugged the fitting up a bit more. I mean, you got to be careful with those because they are just plastic. Breaking them or over tightening them and stripping the heck out of it. So just be mindful. Snug them up, get them pretty good and tight, not overly tight. Try it. If it doesn't leak, great. If it's dripping a little bit, turn the water off, tighten it up a little bit more. Again, you don't want to over tighten and strip them. Anyway, there's Josh from Teschner Homes with a quick little install video on it, and then we'll probably do a review on this thing if it all works well and everything's great, because it saved me, I don't know, probably $400 or $500 versus the local guys putting this thing in. So I mean, if you're a little bit handy, it seems pretty easy to do. Anyway, we'll give you a review on it, this thing actually running, to see, you know, how well it works and this and that later on. But that's the install part of it. Thank you. Take care.